Hey, it's Phoenix Genesis Bivy time. I've been promising to show you this and I've been so busy. Did 6.4 miles yesterday, so trying to average at least 10K every day, so which is about 6.3. Did 6.4, that's the way it was. Tired every night too. Training, need to up my mileage, need to up the weight in my pack. When I'm going out on these miles, I am doing it with a pack and dogs. So very exhausting. I eat, sleep, and train. So let's get down to the bivy. This is the Borah Cuben fiber bivy. It's a side zipper and it's wide. I absolutely recommend that. But let's just, before we get into that, I want to show you the bivy I've taken in the past, which I love, which is the Sol Escape bivy. Got this, traded this, fixed a tent out of a hiker box in San Jacinto one year in a PCT, and a guy hiking traded me for his Escape bivy, which I really wanted. I have a couple other of the bivvies, but this is one I like, no zipper. This is actually pretty much the same weight, and this is, I think, 5.5 ounces, and this is 5.5 ounces. Got two of these because I know it's probably going to be destroyed and I don't want to have to go through the whole waiting process again. Yes, more money, but was what it was. For stuff like this, I consider it an investment, especially if it rips on the trail or something happens, I need another one sent. This is a survival piece. This is the little Cuben fiber bag it comes in. So you see, it actually, when it's flat, it packs down smaller, even though they're the same size because of the material. This, however, is allegedly 100% waterproof. Don't quote me on that. And this is not. The bottom, the Cuben fiber is. The top is not. It's splash resistant. So you still, anything like this, I would still pair with a tarp in bad weather. In really bad weather, I'd be inside. Honestly, some type of shelter, or I've made shelters on the PCT in bad rain, so I've had leaves and sticks and bushes and other things, leaves, and to help also block me. So anyway, let's dive right in. Again, this is very, very fragile material. It could rip easily. You have to be careful. I would not recommend this with going out with a dog. Now, we can then tie this with some guy line to a tree or a trekking pole or whatever. It's not going to lift up enough, just enough to keep some ventilation, keep your face so the mosquitoes aren't bothering you. You can easily, like if it's hot out, wear a head net, and keep this fully unzipped. You're not going to get much. I mean, you could wear a baseball hat if you want, or prop your backpack or some clothes or something to kind of lift it up if you just want to be really fast for getting down and getting it. Considering this is luxury, considering I slept in garbage bags, 2 black garbage bags, raining for a week on the PCT in the Sierras on the JMT section 2016, and just some aluminum foil 10 from Walmart. This is the back. Again, this is very, very thin Cuben fiber. This is probably a 1.0, I want to say. It's thinner than the ones that my tarps are made out of. So honestly, this isn't Cuben fiber is not really abrasion resistant with rocks every day, and you're moving around at night, rolling around. This would probably rip, so I would definitely put my polycryo ground sheet underneath it. I cannot stress that enough. Or some one of those silver marathon blankets or Tyvek. You want something underneath this. Also, if you're looking at the Thermarest pad, just notice that this pad here, let me pull this out. See, the pad is longer than, and this is not a long, this is a regular size wide. It's longer than it says it was 6 feet, but it's a little bit longer. And you notice the Thermarest Z-Lite pad, does not cover the whole thing. So remember that part of it is going to be exposed to things in the desert. Here we are again. If you look at the wide width, and this is made so you can fit a wide pad in it, it's going to, which is good because it's not going to poke the edges and put pressure points that could rip it. But you see here, it goes beyond that pad, so you are going to be exposed on the ground. So word of warning. Okay, it's now blowing away. You can see how absolutely thin this thing is, but okay, I'm going to put it away now before it gets damaged. So see, And it does have the side zipper. Sorry. So I'm just gonna put it away. I don't want to get it wrecked. It was expensive. So anyway, let me go this way. So to me, I do a lot of cowboy camp. If I'm not in a hammock, I like to cowboy camp on the PCT. And when there isn't a hammock spot and I'm just tired and I want to go down, I want to go down fast. I don't want to be setting up, sorry, my nose is running. I don't want to be setting up a tent, taking time, finding a tent spot, quitting early, quitting late because, you know, the tent spot's taken or it's not the right one. I just want to go to sleep. Plus, what's nice about a bivvy, I can, if someone's got a campfire going, I can be under every nice and warm and scooch you over and then scooch you back somewhere else, and I can move my sleep system very quickly. Someone's snoring too loud in the tent, up you go with your bivvy, scoot. You're like away from the snoring person, which is probably actually me snoring. Anyway, so that is another advantage to it, just fast, less energy. Less energy means less food, less water. I get out earlier on the trail, I'm up and moving, and honestly in a tent, you can't sleep in the tent. It gets, the condensation, it gets so hot. Speaking of condensation, that's a word of warning. What I notice, at least when I've been sleeping in my hammock every night, yeah, I start to sleep and, you know, start to do my, camping routine a couple months before I go on trail, which means I don't get to, you know, go with my boyfriend in the bed. The pets get the bed with him, and I, you know, I'm out like getting adjusted to being outdoors, setting up, breaking down kind of camp, so to say, in my living room. With the Z-light in the hammock, I notice I get a lot of condensation with the mosquito hammock, so I have to lay this out to dry. None of my air mattresses do this, whether I have the Thermarest Scout or the REI Flash, the old one from 2016, or my Uber Light Thermarest, or my Neo Air. None of that has the condensation. This has condensation, which, and also my I have another one of these pads. I have the that I've used so far, which is the one from Dick's Sporting Good, the Field and Stream one. Same thing, just condensation gets in between these little grooves. So I don't know, with a bivvy you can have condensation, and that's a concern with using a pad with this, especially if you put the pad in the inside. So you may want to put the pad on the outside of the bivvy, not only to protect the Cuben fiber but bottom, but also to you know, avoid the condensation. So having said that, I don't think I can pack this up with one hand. So here, well, I know what I'll do. I'll put this up here, and hopefully you guys can see me packing this up. Hopefully you can see me. Hi, hopefully. So I'll step back enough that hopefully you can see me pack this up. So anyway, very, very fast. See, boom, 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 and it's in here, and then you're ready to go on the trail. And again, I want to move fast on the trail. I'm on a hike. I'm not on a camping trip. It's so different when you're on a camping trip. You're camping. This is a walking trip. I cannot stress that enough about the PCT. It's not a camping trip. And yes, of course, there's a bee there. My neighbor's cat already got bit by the bee. So there we go. Last little. Wow, that's such a fast setup. Come on, get in there. And yes, I know some people say don't bring stuff sacks, but honestly, for this, I do not want it ripped. And if it's splashing in rain, it's going to get my quilt dirty and it's going to get my quilt wet. This is why the quilt goes inside here with a liner to keep the quilt clean and dry. So I do not want a wet, dirty this, and I don't want to put it on an outside pocket either. I want it inside where it's secure. It's my shelter, it's my survival. So I want it not ripped, I want it secure. And honestly, this doesn't weigh that much. Wow, look at this, looks like it's already maybe double stitched, or it looks like it's already started, could tear right there. So anyway, that's it, and we can now compare it to this one. And I really need a film crew doing all this. So anyway, here we can see how small it is. Actually, kind of, if I fold it, it'll pack down. It was actually, before I took it out, it was actually smaller than this one. And it looks, yeah, it looks now it's about the same size. So anyway, you can get away with this if you want, but again, it's harder to get in. You feel kind of claustrophobic. I do not feel claustrophobic in this one at all. Wide width, again, the side zipper, the extra side zipper gives that ventilation. Anyway, Phoenix Genesis, see you guys on the trail. Bye.